Welcome back. All right, so what we want to do now is when we left off at the social media creation of the social media bar up inside the header. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the rounded rectangle, um, which should be the default, unless you guys are working on something else. And if you are, again, all you do is click and hold, choose rounded rectangle tool, click one time inside of your document. We're gonna make this, what did I say, 3, let's try 340. And then let's try height 50. And then our radius, let's make this 15 all around. Let's try that. See how that looks. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and change the color in here. I'm gonna make it, let's try that dark blue. And let's see. What else do I want to do? What else is about it? Alright, everything's already set at 15. I think this is going to look good. Let's see. Get the move tool. Yeah, I like it. Alright, and I'm going to choose here. Maybe put it there. I don't know if it provides enough contrast now. Let me see. Let me try for a lighter color. Let's try that. What's this color that we have inside of here? Yeah, I can deal with that. Alright, let me bring this over just a bit. Alright, I like that a little better. So this is our social media one. So this is the background for that. I'm going to name this BKGD underscore SM. So that I'll know that that's for social media. My layers are kind of getting out of hand. We're going to straighten these out in just a bit. But until then, I know that I need to type that to follow us. So I'm going to click here. Outside of my outside of the document, I'm going to go to type. I'm going to make this relatively small. Let's try 18. See if 18 works. 18 looks like it might be a little too small. I'm going to try 24. And then I know this hobo font is not going to work, but I'm just going to type follow us. I'm going to do my little ellipses because I like those. Let me move this down some so we can see what's happening. Follow us. Yep. This font needs to change. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to change the font to maybe, let's try Helvetica. I haven't used Helvetica in a while. Helvetica is a very nice font. There's a whole history behind Helvetica. There's actually a movie that I love about Helvetica font. You know you're an awesome font if there is a movie about you. I just love it. So I'm going to do Helvetica. Let's try new regular. Alright. Maybe I'll make it a little more. I'll make it medium. Okay, and then font size, I might spruce up just a bit. And then I'm going to change this color to this darker blue. Grab follow us. I don't like that at all. The font with that. So probably going to change it. And I'm going to change the size. Alright, so let me grab this. Let me make it maybe 18 or 24. And I'm not filling Helvetica with that. Let's try bold maybe. I think, you know what? I'm just going to make it lowercase. So I'm going to my type and small caps, super caps. type. Let me see. I thought I could do lowercase. I work in InDesign a lot. And probably because of that, I was thinking I could do that. So, you know what? I'll just type. Then I'm going to go into my type tool. Oops. Alright, I'm going to go here, choose my move tool, move this over, then I'm going to grab a type, and then I'm going to check it to make sure, oops. Yep, I have small caps selected. This. Turn small caps off. All right. Now we're cooking. All right. So follow us. I'm actually going to make this type smaller. And I'm going to change my tracking from 100 to normal. Actually, let's see. Might be able to get away with that being bigger then. There we go. Liking that much better. Actually, I want to make my tracking, say 10. A little better. I always like to track stuff out, especially when it's on the web, because I will always want my letters to be recognizable, and the web tends to be less recognizable. You tend to have more readability issues with the web because it's dealing with light. So I'm going to track this out. I'm going to current this out just a little bit more so that my ellipses have a little more space between. Let's see. All right, I'm cool with that. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to place my social media icons. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded. I want, for these, I need to go into, so that was week 7. I need to go on week 8. And I need to grab these social media icons. Facebook, PNG. Oh, that's what's wrong with the Facebook one. It's got a PNG, but it also has a JPEG label. Let me see if I can go into this real quick. That's the wrong drive. I'm just correcting you wrong real quick. Let's see, 7. Oh, these are the videos. That's why. Go into 8. Online. Support. What happened was with my Facebook image that I use, for some reason it has 2 extensions. It should just have a .png, but it doesn't. I'm going to save that, use PNG. Let's see if I go on it now. I grab this. Now it's going to tell me, nope, I'm not going to give it to you. So you get to watch me go on Facebook. Go online and search for this PNG. So let's do it. I'm going to go to the Google machine. I'm going to type Facebook PNG. Now, of course, I could have gone into Photoshop and changed this into a PNG. But to me, that just defeats the whole purpose of what I'm trying to show you. So I'm going to go see if they have a PNG already set. If they do, we're going to grab it. Let's see, is that a PNG? It doesn't say. I don't want to hide the extension. Yes, it is. All right. So I'm going to grab this one, bring this one into FCC folder. So if you ever have to go online and you have to grab a file, you can go to Google. And like I said, I know you guys already know how to do this, but you can go to Google, you can grab a file and save it out as whatever you need to save it out as. I'm going to grab this one, save it, minimize this. Now I'm going to go back to the Photoshop and I'm going to go to File, Place, Embedded, and I'm going to look for this one, which is already a PNG, and I'm going to downsize this one. Downsizing it, I'm holding Alt and Shift, and I'm going to try to get this into place. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to grab. Okay, make sure you have just that image. Put this one here. Try to get this in there as close as possible. Let's see. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so that now I have to place it. So remember, you have to commit before we can do anything else with it. I'm going to hit place. I'm going to bring this in so I can see what's happening with it. So here I have the Facebook logo. That one is placed. I'm happy with its place. I'm going to move it over just a bit so that it can have almost the amount of space in between the ellipse and the follow us. All right, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to place another file. File, place, embedded. I'm going to grab the Tweetbot, Twitter. Okay, Twitter's pretty big. Alt. Shift for Twitter. Oops, I'm holding, Command. Let's not do that. All right, file, place that again. I didn't mean to delete it. It just meant to go backward. But these things happen, so I'm going to file, place. Go back to the Twitter logo. Move that up. Hold Alt and Shift so that I can bring this down to size. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift again. Bring this to size. And now at this point, I'm just going to hold Shift so that I can make it meet the bottom of this Facebook logo. Hit return. Now, if you're ever in doubt of their size, of them being the same size, I can highlight Facebook and I can go to my ruler, grab a ruler so that it snaps to the top of Facebook and it snaps to the bottom of Facebook. And now I can go back to Twitter and Command T and make it snap to where it should go. All right, so now the Twitter and the Facebook logo are happy. Let me go and grab the Pinterest logo. And then I have one more. I have Pinterest and the Instagram. So I'm gonna grab the Pinterest logo. Place this one. Look, that almost came in at the size I need to be. All right, shift that down. Actually want the bottom of the logo to be there. Good, good. Ooh, I want the top too. Come on, Pinterest. It should be the same size. You don't think I'm doing favoritism. All right, and lastly, I need to bring in the, what was it? Instagram logo. Let me grab that one. Size this down just a bit by holding Alt and Shift. Size it down a little bit more. Alt and Shift. The reason I choose Alt and Shift is because it'll bring it down proportionally and it'll resize at the same time. Let's see. Return. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to position these because what I want to do is give an even amount of space between each logo based off of where the beginning logo is and the last logo. Okay. So I'm going to give it some breathing room. It actually might have already came out space, but we'll see. I'm going to select all 4 logos inside of the layers panel, so I have the Instagram, the Pinterest, the Twitter, and the Facebook. And then I'm going to distribute it. Now, in class, we had already made this Facebook logo a PNG. For those of you who weren't in class, you may want to do what I did, which is go to Google and grab a Facebook logo, because right now it's a JPEG. Or you can go into Photoshop and you can convert it to a PNG. You guys should know how to do that as well, but this is the easiest way. Now, notice the spacing between the Twitter and Facebook seem a little off. So every now and then that will happen where you'll have to manually sort of tweak it a little bit, such as I just did, just to make the spacing look right. But the average eye isn't going to see that. My eye does, so I have to fix that. So I'm going to hit Command Save. I'm going to hit Command 0. Command 0 is, I'm sorry, I said Command Save. I hit Command S to save. Command 0 just pretty much centers the document that I'm working with inside of the program that I'm working with. So this happens to be Photoshop. I hit Command 0 and the whole image is showing on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to hit Save. And what I want to do next is I want to do some organization. So I have my header done. I have this social media group done. If I look at the original image, so I had the header and the social media, that's done. It's done here too. This one's a little bigger, so I'm kind of jealous of the spacing that I had in this one. It's okay. Freestyle both. So, all right, so this one's done. I think I do want to, and I do want to space seasons out a little bit because I'm looking and I have some room. I also want to make this, what do you call it? The background of the social media one a little bigger so that I have some breathing room. So here's what I'm going to do because this requires, I'm going to go back to the background of SM, hit Command T, transform it. You do not have to do this. This is pretty much for me because I have issues. All right, so now I'm going to hit the follow us. I'm going to commit to this, hit return, grab follow us, bring that back some. And then I'm going to grab the Facebook, you know the Facebook logo. I'm going to bring that one back some. And now I want to clean up the space. So I'm going to select all of these icons and I'm going to center them. Of course, the Twitter one doesn't want to center correctly. So with that one, bring it back some. Pinterest, I'll bring back some. And then Instagram, I want to bring over anyway. All right, So that I'm happy. Save that. So now I need to do some cleanup. Now I want to hide these guides. Remember I created these 2 guides so that I'll be able to put these in the proper place. I'm going to hide them. To hide them, I can hit Command semicolon. I could also go through the View menu and choose View, and then Show, and then Guides. I would make sure it's unchecked. All right, so moving on. So I have this seasons background. I have this, my social media bar done. Actually, it's driving me nuts. I want to make this bigger. All right, Control T. I'm making this bigger. Again, you do not have to do this. This is pretty much because I have issues. All right, so I'm going to bring that to return. This isn't even for a client, but it still bothers me. I don't know why. Bring this down some. All right, so that's better. Save. Not as centered as I like, but I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. All right, so now I have the social media, the header done. So what I want to do is I want to start organizing this because it's looking crazy right now. So I already have Instagram and the follow us selected. I'm going to go down and I'm going to select all the way down to this background. Now that I have everything. All right, I'm going to choose Instagram, and then I'm going to go all the way down to this background. I'm going to hit Command G because I all want it into a group called Header. Now, inside of this group called Header, though, we have another group, which is our social media. So I'm going to select all of that down to the background of social media. I'm going to hit Command G again. So now in this group, I'm going to choose SM for social media. Okay, so now I have inside of header, I have header. If I turn the eyeball off, header disappears. Turn the eyeball off of wrapper, wrapper disappears. I turn the header eyeball off of body, body disappears. So I have everything in a group. Everything is organized. I'm going to choose save. Inside of header, I have the social media group. And then I have my regular header stuff. Everything is named. This spring 3, let's go ahead and name that one. What was this? Wasn't this a beach image? Beach image. Okay. Interesting. It was a very warm beach image, but notice when we put that blue hue and saturation layer on it, now it looks cold. It looks like a lake that could be freezing. It's pretty interesting. Color is amazing. Love color. Any event, I'm going to close header. I'm going to save. Actually, make sure social media. Yep. And in the next video, we'll move on to the sidebar, the main area, and the footer. See you in a few.